it takes them about half a term to settle down when they move to the high school from the middle school, because they have to meet and relate with so many other different pupils.
How do you know it's half a term?
But that prepares them for life. Life is about change and adjustment.
Why this change is being done is to try to raise the educational standards in the schools, to try to raise the results that the Isle of Wight is having compared with the national average. And what we are trying to say is that if you are moving them up to high school so late, they are only going to have approximately 4 terms in which to settle down in the high schools before they have to sit their all-important GCSEs. No employer is interested in how well the children do at Key Stage 1 or Key Stage 2 or Key Stage 3. Employers are interested in what the children can do as far as GCSEs and A-levels are concerned.
And David, your members, some people listening to this show now will think that in the recent past, your members have been partially responsible for our dreadful exam results. Therefore, something drastic must be done to try and improve them.
What you're implying is that the majority of teachers on the Isle of Wight are not the equivalent of their colleagues on the mainland.
I didn't say that.
Didn't say that at all. Are we having the same conversation?
I said partially responsible.
You are saying that the teachers are responsible for the poor results of the pupils.
I said they must be part of the problem.
They possibly are being part of the problem.
That's all you had to say.
But the reason why this is occurring is because we are bound by the needs to get the children through the exams. We have to try to do that.
Yeah, but David, listen, you don't know whether I'm for what you're saying or I'm against what you're saying. I just asked you a question, as a parent would. How many children have you asked socially, emotionally, how it will affect them, right? And to my horror, I'm Key Stage 1, I'm Key Stage 2, I'm this, I'm that. You're just a man ticking boxes. You need feelings, you need compassion, you need warmth, because you are coming across cold and uncaring. You sound like a bloke who needs to tick boxes.
Unless, listen, you have got to be absolutely involved in what you were teaching if you've got to get it across.
Yeah, and if you're a teacher, you need to be socially intertwined with the children in your class. David, I'm going to put the phone down on you now. Maybe we should get you in as a guest.
I think we need to, because
you see, you know, when you pick your kids up from school, you want to know, are they in the right mood to do their homework? How am I going to get, they've got to do their homework. How am I going to get them in the right mood? Is the best thing to do today to get them in, get their shoes off, get them a drink, chill them out, or do I just attack the homework because they're up for it tonight? It's all that kind of stuff.
There is no doubt in my mind, not one tiny nagging doubt in my mind at all. The only possible way you ever teach a child anything is to make a happy child, make the child happy.
Exactly.
If they're happy, they're settled, they're confident, they can learn. If they're not, then they it sounded mad when he said.
Did he seem horrified and shocked by what I said then?
Yeah, he sounded like he wasn't interested. Now, I'll tell you what people like David don't realise is people watching, people listening will think, this guy sounds a little bit more concerned about his members, the fact that they maybe don't want the change and they're not prepared to take at least some responsibility for the failures of the past. That's how he comes across.
He wants to remember his first day at primary school, right? His first day at middle school and his first day at high school. I can remember all of those days. I can remember where I was and how I felt and worrying about whose class I'm going to be in. Are you going to be with your mates? And the parents think, well, do I want them with their mates? Do I want them to split up?
Course.
It's all that is the key to education.
Once you've cracked that, and he's right about taking half a term maybe to adjust, I accept that, but once you've cracked that with a child when you change schools, then you can start flying with the education.
Hi, who's this?
It's me again, because you so very rudely cut me off.
No, I'd had enough of you.
Listen, you've got to be passionate about teaching, otherwise you are not a good teacher.
Yeah, it's all right coming back and talking about passion now. I tell you what, David, give us a call. We'll get you in on the air, because I'm worried about you. I'm worried about the way you've come across. You have not done yourself any favours. You watch this back on Solent TV.
I think you're talking a load of rubbish, because you are not accepting the argument that we are absolutely passionate about getting the best out of the children.
You've only used the word passion.
Very concerned. We are very, very.
Yeah, it's all very well sounding concerned and passionate now. You're a bit late, mate.
We've only got 4 terms before they're.
Yeah, I'm putting the phone down on you again because you're boring me senseless.
David,
but come in with some of that passion and be a guest in the studio with us. Phone us after we get off air with this.
Look at the way, David, you reacted when I suggested that your members who teach children on the island must at least be partially responsible for the poor exam results.
Hi, who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Jacob.
Hello, Jacob. Do you want to talk, Jacob, or not? All right, we'll leave Jacob to think about it.
Jacob, you're not Joseph.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, if David's listening, it's Louise.
Hi, Louise.
And if David's listening, I would love him to go into the show, come into and have a show with you.
Can you see what the Doc and I are on about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the council are wrongly assuming that because they got in, they assume that those that put them there are against a two-tier system. And I think it's about time they maybe did some kind of survey on this.
What? David sounded to me like he had his
what they want.
He had his clipboard there, and I got to say this, I got to say that, I got to go report to union later. I got to do that, and then I just wanted the real person. Maybe you think about it. Hi, who's this?
Hello?
Hi, who's that?
It's Brian.
Hello, Brian.
How you going? All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just giving you a call. Well, it's about teachers, isn't it? And teachers can't be trusted to do anything, can they?
Well, there are some very, very dedicated teachers out there. I must say, all the children, you think about all the children on the Isle of Wight, how many great teachers have affected their lives for the better. I'm not just talking about kids of today, I'm talking about when we were kids. There are some great dedicated teachers out there. And just about every single one of the teachers who've ever taught my 3 kids, I've never had a problem with any of them. They're dedicated.
Passionate.
Yeah, so I'm just not going to get into a slagging teachers phone in. But see, this David guy's worried me now.
Well, he has been on before. We've spoken to him on the phone before, and occasionally he said things that he does sound like a kind of...
a box ticker.
Maybe he's not, but sometimes in the past he sounded like a bit of a dinosaur. Doesn't want change. A typical kind of old-fashioned kind of union man.
Yeah. That's how he came across.
We need someone in his position to tell us, all right, look, we're doing this. Teachers don't really want this change, but we'll live with it because we accept that things have not been as they should have been in the past, and we accept that this council have been elected to make improvements. Not specifically how, as Louise said, but they must be there, be seen to be making...
And schools are about children first and the staff second.
Absolutely.
It's got to be, because if you haven't got a happy classroom, the teacher stands no chance.
In this case,
common sense, David.
I'm loath to say this about kids, like I'd be loath to say it about patients in a hospital. But ultimately, in the real world, those kids are the customers. And if you're not giving the customers, like running a driving school and no one passed their tests, that in the end you'd have to sack the driving examiner, the tester, instructor, because it's about results. And if you don't get the results, you've got to make changes.
We've got to get out of here, but we'll be back soon.